Hello everyone, my name is Amir motlagh, also known as Mirs. I am back over my cold, over my lingering sickness, feeling much better now, and it is about 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Not quite late into the night, but kind of drifting into that space. Just wanted to get on for a quick moment. There's a couple things that have been happening in my life. First, I have prescription glasses now. I got these in Japan. A friend of mine kind of forced me to get my eyes checked. I knew very well that my eyesight was not great, but I did not want to admit it. And now I came back with these. However, I'm going to take these off now. I can see decent, short. Just can't see out into the yonder very well. So today's discussion is, of course, in multiple places, but I'm going to start first with one thing that is kind of a drastic new thing for me. I came back from Japan. I have some things that might happen there, and I think I need to learn the language. And in this kind of delirium of being sick and with this idea in mind, in the future, I was looking at things that I can possibly do, tutors or whatnot, teaching myself the language. And I somehow fell upon this idea of going back to school to college and trying that way. So I actually signed up for a course in community college to learn Japanese, JA1 course. And I'm a month out, already late. The teacher was nice enough to let me in, and so I have not been in school in a very long time. And what can I say? When I went through I registered basically the cutoff day. Basically, I got the code to be let in about an hour before it shut down. So a month of schooling has already passed. And she was nice enough under my circumstances, which I kind of explained to her what I was doing the class for. And she let me in, and then I had to do all this little registration stuff, and so from the time I went to school to now is very, very different, and just seeing a syllabus, and I'm not an anxious person. I've figured out how to deal with anxiety pretty well, but really it was very terrifying just seeing a syllabus and thinking about I mean it was kind of overwhelming, like I've had one reoccurring dream in my life, and it's always been this it's the test, like like you missed a course and you didn't graduate or something. You have to take a test last minute or something, and you can't get into the room, or you're hours late and all that. And so all those anxious memories flooded my mind in the last couple of days over this. But whatever. It's like the most harmless thing I think on earth at this point to do this, but somehow that did elicit some feelings that I haven't really felt in a while, which is kind of neat, and it kind of brings me to the other point. And right now for me, like, I think that if there's an impulse I have, and it feels good, I will say yes, with almost no hesitation. Like, the hesitation will come after the fact I made the decision. It's all about praxis right now. The theories has been done. Right now for me, it's praxis of 5x, 10x. And I think we are definitely, all of us are in a very accelerated timeline. And there's so many tools available to dive into these things. So that's kind of what I did. I went with that, and we'll see where it goes. Hold on one second. Oh, hello. I'm back. I did have to make one cut. I wanted to keep this clean with no cuts, but we made it. So I was talking about practice and how I'm kind of in a timeline right now where I'm trying to trust the instincts and really kind of focus on output. And the thing is, for artists, output is very, very tricky because we tend to hold our works so close, so tightly, and either we get into the perfectionist mindset or we get into this competitive mindset with ourselves about trying to top our own work and all that, and getting everything perfect and just right, and all these variables have to be working, and it really starts to slow you down. And as life goes on, there are a multiplier of responsibilities that happen as we get a little older. So it's impossible to predict these things. So I say, and this is going back to how I'm thinking about things again, is that right now output is very important for me, and setting deadlines and being very strict about it. Not militant, just strict. Excuse me, compared to how I've been. And it feels nice. I feel like even just adding a silly course like this kind of anchors me a little bit and kind of forces me to work my schedule around other things in different ways. And one thing I do know is that, because I co-founded another YouTube channel that really focuses on traditional cuisine, traditional Persian cuisine. And the way that that's run is really freeing because I see the other side of it. I see how the audience building is, and how output is important and all that stuff, and how you can treat your work where you're not. So the thing is, it's easy for artists to look at like our friends who are doing art as well and be able to say, hey, like, be lighter on yourself, or do this or do that. It's easy for us to judge that and give direction. I'm talking about constructive, of course. And it's very difficult for us to do it for ourselves because we're holding on so tightly to this thing, to this identity. But if you pull yourself out of it a little bit and see it differently, just a slightly different way, you don't treat it as being so divinely precious. And I think that is incredibly freeing. I think that excuse me, I have that cough still. I think in the ebb and flow of an art career, you've experienced episodes like this and you experience the opposite. I want to be, at least in this particular moment in time, I want to be in that state of output and not precious. of course, it's, there's been a lot that is built up to this, especially the stuff that I'm working on or have been working on the last year or so. So it's easy for me to say that right now. Anyway, I think it's all good. I think it's all in our benefit to be easier on ourselves in general. Yeah, be easy on yourself. You're probably a very kind and nice person, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.